Okay, Edward. Let me put my phone on mute and let's start this episode.
Keep it cute or put it on mute is what I used to tell the kids when I took care of them in the daycare.
Did they listen? They were like,
For the most part.
really?
Yeah.
They will listen to your keep it cute or keep on mute?
Keep it cute or put it on
Nonsense?
mute. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? Surprisingly.
Kids are angel, yeah.
Yeah. But the time I actually used that phrase was when I was at a daycare that was very small. It was not even 15 kids. So
3 kids?
okay, not that small. Oh, they wait. Oh yeah, because before
Okay.
before we started, I was like, out of nowhere, I was just like, "So have you gotten a dick recently?" And he was like, "Let me tell you, Edward, I'm gonna say it on video." So I was like, "Okay."
So my background story is I have been on this long business trip for 2 months. So I'm really I'm in need of penis or just a romantic relationship because I broke up. I broke up right before.
Check on. You're like, I'm in need of penis or romantic relationship. What?
Or both, Edward.
I mean, if you're gonna have a romantic relationship, you're like comes with the penis.
People might wonder why didn't you just have a one night stand while you're on the trip, girl? Because I actually go there to work. I ain't got no time. Okay,
But I think you've curated your image to be like,
if
if you're gonna go on a business trip, 45% business trip, 55% getting cock.
Before when I'm not working for myself, I work for a company. Then I really did, but now I ain't got no time.
Yeah, truly, honestly.
So recently I just really I'm longing for a good dick, and then I turn on. So as soon as I'm back on Tinder
I have to
in
say,
Korea. Why are you laughing?
I go tell your
Is
story.
there anything wrong with what I just said?
No, just the way I love because English is not your first language and you learned it from university. So you say things because the way I would say that is totally different from how you say it. So you say it very like cursive.
You're just like because I'm more Shakespeare and James
그러니까
Joyce.
that's why 좋다고.
Okay, Edward.
It's funny.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, keep interrupting.
There's different interpretation about the word you just said. Funny, like it could be positive or
In a
negative.
good way.
But okay.
재밌어.
Okay.
Girl, fucking tell your story.
Well, so as long as I'm back to Korea, so I turn on Tinder because I am a gold membership member. I can see who liked me, and I saw a guy that I have had sex with.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I remembered him. And then I swiped on him, and then he messaged me, like he never hasn't met me before, like he forgot we had sex because it was 2 years ago to be frank.
It was 3 noses ago. Maybe that's
Shut up, Edward.
3 noses, 1 lip tattoo. Sorry.
Okay, it was not 3 noses. I had this my previous news, but yeah, the lips are different, and I recently I dropped a few pounds. So.
I'm sure you just look different, so he didn't recognize. And probably,
And
honestly,
I have a better heart, Edward. I'm a better person. I'm in a better place.
yeah, because when we're on those apps, that's what we're looking for. Just kidding.
But I think he really couldn't remember. But I forgot like the whole process of how we had sex. But I remember how
One
I met
of
him.
you put their penis into the other's hole.
No, I forgot if it was good or bad. Like I forgot the whole process.
Okay.
But I remember really clearly how I met him because he messaged me on Jack'd and he had no picture. Also on that time period, I just broke up with my ex before, and I wasn't having the best sex with my ex. So I was in a vulnerable place looking for a proper sex. So that's why I remembered I met him and we had sex.
Yep.
Anyway, we met. He still couldn't remember. But on Tinder, I specifically specified that I'm looking for a relationship.
Yep.
I'm not looking for sex. And he said too. He's making it sounding really serious. And then so we met at my house and we ate dinner. And after dinner,
You don't think to meet these guys on a date outside?
Yeah, maybe that's a no for a first date. But I really, because recently I just I just really want a romantic relationship. So I purposely asked him to, maybe it's time for you to go home around 10 p.m. because he works in a hospital. So he has like night shift or very early morning shift. So he has to go to bed early.
Yeah.
So I asked, maybe it's time to go and I'll text you tomorrow. And then over there near my door. And I said, I will escort you to the door. And then he said, okay. And then he suddenly gave me a back hug.
Oh, they always be doing that.
And this is where it started. And we had sex again.
Wow.
And
No, 잠깐만. When he hugged you, gave you a back hug, what was your reaction?
I was awkward. To be honest, I was awkward because I didn't. To be honest, I didn't want to have sex because every single time, besides my experience when I'm younger, all my sex experience when I get older, if we had sex on the first date, then it would never work well. Especially when the guy came. And then
Came to your house or came inside of you?
not inside of me. I'm not a whore. Yeah, I'm not saying if you get guys come inside of you, you're a whore or whore shaming.
So you mean like finishing?
Yes.
Okay.
So being me, I'm a 32-year-old woman. I know how to make a guy come, and he came, and then
Your hole's just doing what it's meant to do, doing her job.
and how he acted, he was acting really like cute, and we kissed afterwards.
Oh, afterwards.
He didn't act really cold after.
Okay.
You know how when a guy came and
They'll come in you, zip up their pants, and walk the fuck out.
and he did not do that. He even like 비볐어 이렇게.
비비다고?
Because he came, I didn't came at that time, and then rubbed against my penis. He was like, "Oh, let me get my cum onto you."
The idea that this information
is getting too 19.
He rubbed the very serious tone as well, and then he rubbed his penis on my penis.
Because he wants to. He said then we have to take a shower together. Because
So it was like egg yo.
yeah, and that he did things like that. But the next day, he's gone. He's
What?
like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not ready for a relationship."
그러겠지. Because
That's why I felt so violated. I was like, I thought this. I will meet you.
you thought he's different.
Yes, I will meet you because you said you want a relationship, and then we talked very serious things. Like, if you just want sex, then let me know. Then I won't bother
What
to.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He is 1994, I think.
So
He's
2
younger
years
than me for sure.
He's the same age as my sister, 30. Oh my god, girl.
It literally.
It sounds
the
like a
next day,
behavior
I
of a
felt
21-year-old.
Yes, the next day I felt so. I don't know. I just feel violated. I feel like if I would know that he just wants sex and to go, then I wouldn't have sex for him. Yeah, to be honest, his
I know
penis
what
is
you
not
mean.
that big.
But
He's a cute guy.
the fact that he basically what's the word? He tricked you.
Yes.
Yeah, he manipulated
this
you.
is almost the first time I've ever felt this.
Which honestly is probably better for you in the long run, because if he's gonna be like that, if you did get into a relationship,
But still, you know how there's a lot of situations in dramas, like girl get tricked by guys, like the next day the guy will never text you, things like that. Now I can feel how crappy it feels.
yeah.
So for the girls and boys out there, please be careful of these scammers. At least have a big penis, and then I'll be happy.
The fact that you let
You think I have a
the
problem?
fact that you said you didn't even plan on having sex, but just the one back hug convinced you otherwise.
No, it starts with a back hug. Of course, he gives me a back hug first, and then he turned me over and then started to aggressively kissing me. He was very
I
aggressive.
feel like for me, I would have been like, 아이고 잘했어, okay, 가.
Really?
Yeah. If I was in your
How
position,
could you reject that? Really?
having agency over your own body.
Okay, Edward, what?
So it seems like you also just wanted sex too.
No, because
Because you said you want penis and or a relationship, and so for you with this guy, it's like both on the table. But it seems like you prioritize sex first because
I didn't. If I really want sex, I would like do something to initiate something as well. But I initiate the conversation to let him leave my house. And then he was coming on to me very aggressively, which makes me feel even more like confused because even after sex, he was doing this like very lovey-dovey things. But at the next day, he said he's not really ready for a relationship. Then why would he do that extra work? So
probably because he's in front of you, he doesn't want to.
He said he
image
wants a
making 한
relationship.
거지. It's like he doesn't want it right in front of your face. He doesn't want to be like all cold and like, all right, I'm done, I'm gonna go. So of course he's gonna be like cute and just kind of like let you off a little bit easier. And then via text, via message, he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry.
근데 okay, at night the text was just normal, but it's the next day. I don't know what happened the next day.
Probably he got the what's the word? What is it called? The when you come, you get clarity.
현자 time.
Post nut clarity is what they call it in the States. The clarity that
Post nut clarity.
Yeah.
So PNC.
I guess so. But that probably came to him much later, like the next day.
Okay. Anyway, that's one my really recent
But
unpleasant experience.
the fact that you already fucked, but he didn't remember, isn't that already a bad sign?
But it happened because, to be honest, I didn't remember. I just remember I met him and we had sex. The fact that we had sex, but I don't remember like the process. No, I know.
But the fact that you even remember having sex at all is one thing. But then he didn't remember at all.
But
he messaged you like you're a completely different person.
I met him because he had a stable job. He worked in a hospital.
Period. That's us on Nan and Solo. No interest, and all of a sudden we hear about their job, and they were like, "You're my number one pick."
Yeah, and then he was very polite, and he came to my house.
Oh, and he came.
And we had a very long conversation about life. So
girl,
I thought
dudes like that will do a good job of pretending like they care until they get what they want.
Oh, and another thing I want to correct before we start officially on our topic, which is non-existent, is
actually we do have a topic today, which I
really?
want to bring up. Yeah, surprisingly.
Surprised. Yeah. Thank you for preparing it. There's one thing that I would like to clarify. Sri Lanka is not the country that legalized gay marriage in Asia. It's Nepal. I made a horrible mistake. There are people DMing me. I replied to you one by one saying that I'm sorry.
They were offended by that?
Yeah, they just want to correct what I just said. Yes. I knew it was in Nepal, but I said it in the wrong country because I had no excuse. I'm sorry. It's not Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, please legalize gay marriage. Request you. I request you
because the officials over there are gonna see this shit and be like, okay.
But meanwhile, at the meantime, people can't get same-sex marriage in Nepal.
In Nepal,
yes.
Nice.
I'll be serving momos on my wedding.
Momos?
Momos is a Napoleon food.
Period.
Or Tibetan food, whichever.
Period.
Yes, just to be politically correct.
So, I'm glad that you opened up with that story, though, and this conversation, because there was something that came up on Reddit that I wanted to talk about. We can go through I saved it. We can go through the thread together because I just find it quite interesting because I'm a foreigner here, of course, and you're Korean, but you have your foot in outside of Korea as well.
Yes.
Okay, it seems like they deleted the original post, but I was able to look up the person's username and the comments are still there, so I was able to find here. So I'll show you the original post, and it was, "Why are gay Korean guys so opposed to foreigners? I'm currently on my second trip to Seoul/Korea. I'm gay in my early 20s. I've just been reminded how on dating apps here, it's extremely common for local gay guys here of a similar age to have no foreigners written in their bios, or they will reply that if you message them. Similarly, a few nights out in the gay nightlife have definitely humbled me as it's a very similar vibe in real life. There for sure are some Korean gay guys who are open to foreign guys, but this definitely seems like a small minority. I've traveled to a few other homogenous countries before, and many gay guys there do have a local taste, but not to the extent I've seen in Korea with a no foreigner warning in every fifth Tinder bio. On the other hand, my foreigner girlfriends are quite popular and are pursued by straight Korean guys. I find it interesting why there is a difference between the sexualities in this regard." Now, do you want to talk about our opinion first, or should we look at some of the comments? Like the general feeling of the comments? Because looking at the comments myself, it was kind of like half-half. A big sentiment is that the Korean gays, they know that foreigners aren't going to stay here for a long time. Because usually if you're here as a foreigner, you're foreign exchange student, or you're here only on a temporary visa. And so they want a serious relationship, right? But because these foreigners don't stay very long in Korea, they don't take it very seriously. And the other half is just like, oh, Korean gays are racist and they're whatever. Which, girl, no, as a real Korean gay, what's your opinions?
So you want to ask my opinion?
Of course, we got to hear your opinion.
Well, I think it's a complex reason of different sexual preference.
But also, we have to mention that we can't clump all of them into one thing. Although I feel like there is a very similar behavior amongst a lot of Koreans.
I just think it's a different. It's a complex reason among different sexual preference. Like I think Korean people in general prefer just Korean people, like the look and the vibe and everything.
I think that's most races though. They prefer people of their own race or people that at least look similar to them.
But again, I think that brings another topic of is because they're going there on to look for a boyfriend, right? Or they want someone to have sex with. I think the action of writing no foreigner is racist versus telling the people honestly, oh, sorry, I'm just not attracted to people outside of my race. Or they could done it in a more mannerist manner. Yeah. A correct manner.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm sure from amongst the people that write no foreigner in there, because I've seen it many times before as well.
Yeah, I've seen it many times.
And I think it's so funny sometimes because some guys will message me and I'll look at the profile, it says no foreigners, and I'm like, I'm foreigner. And what I think what they really mean is people that don't look Asian. Or at least if you give the vibe of that you're probably Korean, then they're okay with it.
Yes.
Which actually
the more you look Korean, I think the
higher
more
the
acceptable.
chance, yeah.
But I just want to mention one thing that I think will make everyone feel better. Besides the no foreigner thing, they even write no 쌍꺼풀. So no double eyelid.
How does it make anyone feel better?
So it's not. Sometimes it's just about
that goes along with it.
Yeah,
if you have 쌍꺼풀, you're either a dude that got plastic surgery just get double eyelids, or very obviously you are a foreigner. So it's basically the same thing.
No, the reason why I want to bring it up is I agree with what you said, but Korean guys are looking for a specific look that they're attracted to, which involves no 쌍꺼풀. They just like that like single eyelid, very simple look, like
AKA looks like themselves.
Yes, but they didn't specific.
And that's not a bad thing or a good thing.
So they're racist. They're racist against their own race. For people who have 쌍꺼풀, because they don't want like the deep set eye look.
Because double eyelids for 100% Korean, double eyelids is not that common. Maybe like a seoksang, maybe like an inner double eyelid, but especially for guys, you don't often see double eyelids.
So what I'm saying is, I think Korean gays are looking for that specific hot Korean guy look. There's like no 뚱통, like no fat. No 쌍꺼풀.
No fins, fats, and Asians.
Yeah,
except
it's like that. It's like that,
Asia.
but the Korean version. No, because for I think 8 out of all the profile that I'm seeing is no 뚱통, which means no fat, or no 쌍꺼풀, like no double eyelid. They will write things on that, or no foreigner.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments about like, oh, a lot of them are looking for a long-term relationship, but a lot of the foreigners are staying here for limited time, so etc. So another person replied to that saying, my friend is gay and he's anything but thin and muscular, but he gets a dick because he's a long-term resident. It's the same for hetero relationships.
I would say it happens everywhere. I'm not saying that this is right, but it happens. But just go ahead and just try still. Try, because sometimes they'll write just like the person who messaged you. Sometimes when they write no foreigner, but they're open to foreigners.
Someone else said Korean gays are snobby bitches, plain and simple. Not all of them, but many of them are. In general, if you're fit and you have monolids, girl, you're in. One person in the comments here said that he ran a social experiment where he said when he would message people, when he would just straight up tell them what his actual ethnicity is, a lot of them wouldn't meet him. But then he ran a social experiment where he would say, oh, I'm half Korean, and they would immediately meet him. And I find that very fascinating.
That I could actually relate to, because it's just having Korean background, if the person have similar culture background with you, then I do feel that person is more attractive.
Yeah. This one person said they were in Seoul for a week. He's Chinese German and he's muscular and leaner, but not super ripped. While Korean gays in the clubs wouldn't approach me, I got so many taps and messages from muscular and fit men on the apps on Grindr. I was like, okay, period.
That's a good thing.
I guess so, but I think it really speaks to, well, actually no, because I feel like in the club in Korea, in general, people don't approach each other.
It's just the culture of a Korean club.
They'll stare at each other, but approaching, unless they're really drunk, like really drunk. And as we discussed in our last video, they'll back on anybody.
So don't feel upset if if you normally get approached in the club in other countries, but not in Korea. Like you feel immediately that you're not attractive in Korea. It's just that in clubs people don't approach each other. They just hang out within their groups, and the people who normally approach you might be like drunk or annoying people, which happened to me.
all right, this is the person that was talking about doing a social experiment or whatever. If you say you're a foreigner, you'll get blocked. But if you look handsome and Asian, you might get a pass. I'm mixed Southeast Asian and East Asian, and I always say I'm half Korean during my first year in Korea, and they'll meet me right away. And during my second year, I learn and talk to them in Korean, and they don't suspect me as a foreigner most of the time. And they'll just ask me during meetup if I'm a foreigner or not, and they won't even care afterwards.
But the thing is, I think writing no foreigner on their profile is not a nice and not politically correct thing to do. However, if you're not half Korean, writing half Korean on your profile does it do...
He didn't write it on his profile. He would say it. I also think that's kind of insane because you're manipulating them, right?
It's technically lying. I don't recommend you do it, but if you really want to get that dick, then...
But I think
there you go,
don't you think it says a lot about them where they made a white lie. I don't know if it's a white lie, but it's a lie where they said, oh yeah, I'm part Korean, even though they're not. Korean was willing to meet them because otherwise they wouldn't. If they found out they were a full foreigner, they'd be like, nah, I don't want to meet you. But then they're like, okay, they hear that, oh, they're part Korean. Okay, I'll meet them. They meet, they, have a good time or whatever. And then they find out, oh, I'm not actually part Korean, but they're okay with it afterwards. What does that say about the society? Or at least, what does it say about these types of people?
That just says the person initially who wouldn't meet a half Korean person is close-minded.
But also that, and also I do kind of think that a lot of times Koreans are scared that when they meet a foreigner, they have to speak English.
Yeah, that plays a big role.
And as we all know, despite all the English education in Korea, they're so scared to speak English, right? So, I've met a lot of people where via Instagram or dating apps, and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm so worried that I have to speak English when I meet. I'm like, girl, one, I'm in Korea, so I have to learn Korean. It makes no sense for you to come to Korea to be here as long as I have been and not speak a lick of Korean. And there are a lot of people like that. There are people that have been for years that don't speak a fucking lick of Korean.
I think you were just sick of those people from your tone of speech.
It makes no sense. Like, okay, I get it. You don't have to be like fluent, but learn basic shit because it makes living here so much more comfortable and easier and making friends. I see a lot of people like, oh, I'm so lonely, I can't make friends. Yeah, maybe because you're not trying to learn the language. And so your only options are other foreigners, right? But anyway, being scared of speaking English is a big part of it as well. So I think that's why it might be helpful if you're, foreigner or whatever, and you're writing your profile. You can speak Korean and English. That helps alleviate some of it, I think. But overall, I think what the person was saying is kind of true from my personal experience. Is that if you are Asian, okay, obviously if you're a hot white guy, they're gonna want to fuck you. It's sort of like but
you can't look. I think Korean people in general, they just prefer like a younger looking, because I found out a lot lot of white people, when
they might look older, even though they're younger. Yeah, basically a fucking twink. A twink face with a hot body.
Yeah, I just realized why, because they wrote foreigners because a lot of foreigners look older than their age. But in Korea, people look younger than their age. I think Korean people, their taste is leaning towards twink and no 쌍꺼풀, no double eyelid, and this very clean and cute look, rather than very muscular. Which explains, actually, if you have a lot of muscle, that it is popular, but it's still a minority taste, I guess.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
with gays. With gays,
yeah, I think lean or lean with a very minimal amount of muscle. I think that's the best.
Fit.
Yeah.
So basically, like a swimmer body.
Yes, a swimmer body. I think would be the best. Not a health trainer body.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think health trainer bodies is. I think it's
maybe on the apps it might be popular, but I think maybe in real life it might be like if we're thinking about like the gay club or something. Yeah.
So I think because a lot of like foreigners here, I think they're very ripped or. They look older than their age. I think that's not leaning towards Korean gays' taste in general. Don't you think?
I don't know.
I think that's why they just put no foreigners just to deny them at all. But I don't think that's a good thing to do. Yeah.
I mean, just if anything, just ignore them. I don't think there's enough. If anything, the problem right now is romance scammers. They're the ones we need to get rid of.
Unjacked, I hate
girl.
those.
Yeah. I did find that one comment very interesting though. That how their straight foreign girlfriends would get hit on by so many.
But I think those are Korean fuckboys, to be honest.
Exactly. But I just find it interesting that there's no gay version of that. Right?
Yes, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's either the ones that want to. There's very few that will want to experiment with a foreigner,
Because I've been to like,
or they want to learn English. That's what they want.
yeah, they want to learn English,
Yeah.
or they want to write they want to have a taste of the foreigner, you know.
그치?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I have been to like normal clubs, like hetero clubs.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen guys, like there are like really pretty white girls like dancing, and there are guys just giving them back hugs randomly without their permission.
Too afraid to speak English, so they'll just use body language. Girl, get out of my face.
So I think a lot of interest came from just the interest of having sex with them, because as you said, a lot of people came here, like the girls who came here just for a short, one semester. So they just want to, like, before they get finally married with a Korean girl, and then they can have different experience.
I don't think it's a bad thing to be interested in foreign girls or boys or whatever.
I'm just saying
I think it's a window of opportunity to have a sort of relationship. It doesn't always mean like, oh, I just want to try fucking a foreigner. It could lead to something really nice, but it's so rare that
it's not going to lead to anything serious
most of the time.
Even I think for Korean girls, I think it's a problem that guys are not being serious. So
yeah,
it's a universal problem. Guys are just guys, I guess.
Yeah.
But in conclusion, I do feel like...
In conclusion, yeah. I'll read some more of these comments because they're crazy.
I think people will have different experience upon this specific incident, like the phenomenon. Some people had it better. Some people had it really bad.
I don't want to like clump all the experiences into one like sort of thing. I think it is dependent on many different factors. For me, at least, look, there's a few things. One, I'm not like a fit, muscular type of dude. I'm obviously thinner. I wear makeup. That's one thing.
Yeah, a lot of people,
a
lot of people write on their profile, no double eyelid, no makeup.
No glasses.
No glasses.
Yeah, here you are trying to defend them.
Besides the no foreigner, there's a lot of like wrong things they should get rid of from their profile. But
yeah, but I mean, I guess you could say that they're just being upfront about it.
But it's just really hard to educate one by one person. I think
how do you educate that person like that? You can't force them to like something that they're not into. You know what I mean?
But at least not to put it so bluntly on their profile. It's just it will hurt people's feelings, I guess.
Do you write anything on your profile, Edward, that says no?
That's why on my profile I just specifically write what I'm looking for. I don't write what I'm not looking for because I think it will hurt people's feelings.
So if you're not any of these things on the list, don't even fucking bother messaging me.
Okay, I used to write. Okay, don't get offended. I used to write no Christians because I have dated 2 Christians. It's just really not my thing. Because my specific reason is not because they believe in God, and I don't believe in God. It's because
they act
I cannot hang out with them on Sunday because they it's really upsetting.
It's scheduling issues.
Yes, for people who have dated Christian themselves not Christians, they can feel me because they have to go with their family on Sunday morning to their church. So on Saturday night, they have to be at their house because they have to get up very early the next day. So that's 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, you cannot hang out.
Yep.
Then what's the point of having a relationship if on the weekend you cannot meet each other? Even though you meet like 3-4 hours and that's it. You shag a little and then
you shag a little is crazy.
And then there he goes back to God.
You shag a little and he goes back to God.
Yes. What am I? Atheist, a temporary whore?
The more worms.
Yes.
He said you shag a little and you go back to God.
I literally felt like my atheist temporary whore. Then they shag and they left me and then go back to their God.
You seem very traumatized by this experience,
Yes.
Edward.
That's why I specifically write no Christians on my profile, and then later on I decided to take it down because I felt like it's not nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to me. Skinny. Wears makeup. Also, sometimes I find that having long hair.
Oh, they don't like long hair.
They don't. That's
unless you're a model.
Right.
Unless you're Masashi.
Like if you're, girl, love Masashi.
Masashi
tall, thin, long hair. They're like, oh, you're a model. But for many of the gays on the app, I'm talking about the app specifically. So this is not, the app gays is not a representation of all of the gays in Korea. But honey, long hair is not always seen favorably. Double eyelids. I'm Asian, but they know I'm Asian. But the double eyelids thing is a very big factor working against me. Also, 활동하는. Guys that
they put no imek. Imek means
having a big connections
between other gays.
Yeah, because it is a like in America they say it like, oh, not in the scene. Right. Which basically means like, like all the gays or whatever. But in the case of 활동 하는, basically the connection thing, social media, they don't like gays that do social media.
I don't like it either, I have to admit.
That I can kind of understand because it means that
I don't like people who have a gay Instagram in Korea.
Like Gaystagram.
Yeah, gays.
Remember gay book?
Oh yeah,
gay Facebook.
They call it gay Facebook, gay book.
Yeah, gay book. It started with the gay book. Now it's like Gaystagram, whatever.
It's like the person who look exactly like the other gays and they add each other on social media.
That's them now, though, on Instagram, though.
Which is not my thing.
So basically, you just like them, Edward.
I said it, but I won't write it on my profile. Then, no,
you're just kind about
no gay social media because I just feel like people
even though you're doing it. Do you feel though that because what we're doing now is like more Western focused, that you think that Koreans are not going to find this show?
I don't mind. I will let them know. I will let all the Korean people know that I'm not attracted to people who have a gay social media.
But you're okay with doing it yourself?
I don't have it. I don't have gays on my social media.
Oh, that's the type of 활동 you mean? Just being like having a lot of gays in the...
Yes. Of course you can have Instagram. Like I have no right to say to do it or not. But I feel like
that specific type of doing it's like Gaystagram.
You know how gays, when they go travel, they will add their one night stand partners on Instagram. Later on they will message each other again, and even in Korea they will add each other and again. I think people like that is very unlikely to commit into a serious relationship.
It's very like swingers, very like very gangbang, but
it just gives me that vibe, which I don't feel comfortable with. Yes, because if you have a social media account with more than 100 people that you have shagged with, how would
with you? What is the sudden shag phenomenon
that you had sex with?
No, you can say shag. I'm just saying, like, why all of a sudden?
I just want a word that sound even worse than sex.
Does it sound worse?
I feel like more casual.
Shag it's definitely more casual.
Yes,
it just reminds me of Austin Powers,
which is
baby, I'll behave. That's not even the right accent. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a you
Austin
always
Powers IG.
I don't know, but
okay, that's the thing though. It's not the same.
You always say my accent is not good
because it's literally not good. But do you know Austin Powers accent? You don't.
It's good. Everyone was complimenting on my
your Texan accent.
Not a Texan, but the baby reindeer accent.
Baby reindeer. That was not bad. But the Texan one is. When did I ever deny your baby reindeer one?
Okay, Edward, you do it. You're from Texas.
I'm not. I'm from Guam.
Okay, you're from Guam, you're from California, and now...
But Texas, I've never claimed that I could do a Texas accent.
You live in Texas.
I don't live there. I live in Korea.
You have lived in Texas.
And also, if you go to where I live in Texas, nobody really speaks like that. They just speak like with a very neutral American accent.
Can you do a stereotypical Texas accent?
I can't.
Whale. I can do that. That's not.
I think you're like on the right, but you make it too much like this. 살짝 하면 돼.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Maybe if you try imagine being Miley Cyrus, then maybe you can pull it off.
Flowers. What's that song?
I don't want to try to do it because I don't want you to give you ammunition. Miley
Cyrus. My party in the USA. No, that
was such an iconic song. It's so good.
I love.
Remember, I don't know if you were around at the time when she performed it on the Nickelodeon show, the Kids Choice Awards. I think it was in
next Kids Choice Award. Okay.
Yeah, they had kind of like the Grammys or like VMAs or something. They have their own sort of award show, but it's like very kids. But she performed that song, and it was very like beach themed. And there's one point where she was standing on top of like this ice cart that had like a pole. And so, of course, if there's going to be a pole there, there's no way of you dancing out without it looking like pole dancing. And so, of course, the moms went crazy.
I will be one of those moms.
You literally would be Edward.
Okay.
You would literally be that fucking. I don't want my kids watching this shit.
But at night, I will listen to Malibu while falling asleep.
You'll be listening to "Can't Be Tamed." Do you know that song?
No, but
Oh, it's Miley Cyrus. That's her breakout. Her breakout of her
song?
like kids image.
oh.
That's why she can't be tamed.
I only start to get into Miley Cyrus. I think after Flower, the song of Flower, and then I realized how great of an artist now, how much she has been through.
Yeah, no, she's a pretty good singer.
Yeah.
What's the song from the? Did you see her movie?
I didn't.
The Hannah Montana movie.
Oh no, I haven't watched the series, nor I have watched the movie.
Classic, honestly, so good.
I guess, you know.
But yeah, in Korea, be hot, fit, and muscular. Honestly, if you're fit and muscular, your chances are upgraded tenfold already, whatever race you are.
I think Korean people just like hot guys.
Literally,
Yeah,
Edward.
even though they put
Which is also very common in the States as well, obviously. I mean,
Right.
this is a discussion even, that's happening in the States as well. But I think because Korea is so small, it's more like concentrated, the sort of thing. In America, there's way more people, right? So you have different types of people that like different things. But in Korea, because it's so small and, with the advent of social media and the way Korea is so popular right now amongst, the girls and the guys. That's why you got so many bitches being like, oh, love Wano, he's so hot, but they don't care about his music. They don't care about anything about him except his body, which was an argument against me at the time. But I'm like, girl, at least I appreciate his music because I do think he's a great songwriter. I just think he works better in a group though. In Monsta X, he's fantastic because as an idol, he's great in a group because he adds a sort of quiet but sexy energy to the group, and he's talented. But as a solo artist, some of the areas that he's lacking, he doesn't have other members to kind of 살려줘 that, like pick those parts up. He has a good singing voice, but I don't think it suits the genre of music that he does in some areas because he has a very nice, sexy, like low key voice. But when he has to do those really like powerful songs, it doesn't like hit. That's why in Monsta X, Kion was doing all of like he was the main vocal.
Powerful.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Anyway, so don't do social media. Don't have double eyelids. Be fit and muscular. Speak Korean. And look young. Period.
be a twink.
Be a twink with a muscle guy's body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, it's what Korean people call bagel.
Bagelnam, 맞아.
The bagel means baby face plus glamorous. Glamorous means
It's
you're
like-
just very fit and has like this muscular body.
I do think it's fascinating though that for men, that's what the glamorous means in Korea, but for women, it means more like
voluminous.
voluminous, like voluptuous.
I think it's a universal problem in the gay community, but applied in a Korean way. Because Korean people
Being
they're
racist
more-
is a problem, but I think having certain preferences is not necessarily a problem in itself. But I think some of the way that some of these Korean girlies are like being very like no foreigners, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah, but if you meet them in person, I don't think they will like just
Because
say, no
if you meet them in person, that means they would have been willing to meet you.
Yes.
On the app, so they have the option of not interacting with you at all.
I think what I want to say is
World peace.
the no
Save the
foreigner
children.
meaning. For me, in my interpretation, is less of like a racist meaning. It's just the image that people are looking for.
Edward, I know this whole conversation you've been so focused on the no foreigners thing on apps. That's not the point of the thread. The whole point of the thread was
people are
why
angry
are
with-
Korean gays so opposed to meeting with foreigners, whether it's friendship or relationships. That's what we're talking about, not the no
Because
foreigner
they're
thing.
snobby bitches.
Period. Again, not all of them, but it's kind of they're not looking too good.
But
Yeah.
it's okay, come hang out with the minorities, the nice and welcoming, open-minded people. There will be still a lot of people like that in Korea.
Why do I feel like you say that, then at the end you're gonna be like, just not me?
Excuse me, I'm very open for people who from
If
all
they're
over
hot
countries.
and will fuck you, Edward.
What's wrong with that?
You're so awesome, Edward. I love you. You're great. This is what I do the podcast for. Your craziness.
I only have one pussy. I have I have to limit my ticket admission. Is that wrong, Edward? At least I am not discriminative against other races. All
True.
races are welcome.
I am kind of grateful that I grew up in a military family because I really do think it helped me be more open-minded with moving, experiencing different cultures, different people,
Understanding diversity.
so yeah.
And the concept of melting pot.
Yeah, the second I moved to America, at the time I was in Texas. My first time going to public school. I know, not my first time, but my first time in a long time going to public school. Day one. Hey Ching Chong. Hey Ling Long.
The funny thing is, you just look. You don't even look Chinese.
I'm Manny Pacquiao. So I'm Leah Salonga. I sang the fucking Aladdin soundtrack. Thank you very much.
Whole new world.
Was it Aladdin?
Yeah, it's Aladdin.
Aladdin, right?
Miss Saigon
And
plus
Mulan.
Yes. And Mulan. See, I even know like more than you, Edward.
Just 'cause you know Miss Saigon.
I'm Leah Salonga.
You said Miss Saigon and you suddenly know more.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about that already.
Okay. Okay.
I was talking about Disney movies. I don't know. I found that they're quite interesting because for me as a foreigner myself, I did find a little bit. I felt seen because I have had this conversation with many Korean gays as well, and they're like, "Yeah, that's kind of true," and they'll admit it to it as well, which isn't always a bad thing. I'm not gonna be like, "You fucking racist cunt," but I think at this age that I used to be very salty about it. And girl, I'm probably still salty about it to some degree now. But yeah, I've kind of, gotten used to it. I'm like, oh, I'm a 활동하는, 상급을이는, I'm a promoting. What's 활동인?
You're a social media active.
I'm a social media active, double eyelided, foreigner, skinny bodied foreigner. So the body's not tea. Yeah, my chances are going to be very, very, very low. But I guess at that point, I guess the good thing, I suppose, would be that it weeds out all the, people that. But this is
more close mind.
Yeah, but I guess this is more of like a gay app thing. I think I've had a little bit more, open-minded experiences when in person, my friend, I went to on Halloween night. I went to meet up with my friend the day there was that really drunk guy. His friends were very nice. They knew I was a foreigner, but they were all very very kind.
Maybe they have experienced more exposure.
I think so. Yeah, probably.
Yes. I think people would need to if Korean people who have like good exposure of foreigner friends, and they tend to be very nice and more open-minded. But not everyone has the privilege of having that experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I guess it's just it's a matter of understanding on both sides.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Yeah.
Because for me, because I'm Chinese descent, I'm Korean descent Chinese, so I'm the jungle version of all the Kyopos. Because the Diamond Club is the Migu Kyopos, the American.
the
American Koreans. I'm the Chinese Koreans. So we are all Kyopo, right? But I'm the jungle version.
They see it differently.
Yes, because the image of Chinese Koreans, they're like the criminals, or they're the service workers who work in the back kitchen or stuff like that. So every single time,
do they see American gyopos as
the cool ones? Yeah, they don't see it. They see because there are a lot of American gyopos that exposed in the media. They are more really they're cool. They're more forward and.
Think so?
Yeah.
Also, some of them have a bad image among some Koreans
nowadays. Yeah,
these days. I think it depends on the person, but
nowadays, but still, American Kyopo is definitely better than.
It's seen amongst the Gyopos. It's seen top of the ladder.
There's the American ones. There is the Japanese ones. I think the Chinese Kyopo is on the same social status with Koryoin, which means the Kyopos from Central Asia, which is Kazakhstan. Because I have a very similar experience as well. People. When people say no foreigner, it's like, do I count as a no foreigner? Things like that.
Yeah.
I have to come out as a Chinese Korean person when I meet that person.
Really?
And things like that.
When you meet.
Yes.
But obviously from the start you just
sometimes they ask me where
where you're from.
Ponga is, because Ponga means where are you hometown is. Because I'm not from South Korea, so it's like, I'm from China.
Do you find though that beginning the conversation, obviously in fluent Korean, that eases them a little bit?
Yes.
Let's say you were like 안녕하세요, and in the same line you're like, I am from China.
Yes.
They'd be less willing to.
Of course, they have to get to know you to gain a little trust. I think it's just a basic conversational skills. You have to gain a little trust from that person. You have to know the basic background to make a better judgment of if you can, you have a better chance with this person later, right? So yeah, so far I only had like one bad experience. So
With
because when they found out that my Chinese Korean, they immediately they're not replying.
block report deleted.
Yeah. So, but I gave up. I feel like if that person, as you said,
Yeah.
if that person
Wasn't willing to be open with you from the beginning, then probably like there's no point in trying.
It's fine. I'd rather with someone who's more open minded.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, there's our episode about being gay again. Woo!
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, there are many gays.
Oh my God, Edward.
Why?
Actually, no, I'll save this for that. Actually,
Why?
yeah, I'll tell you. So recently, I met a friend who introduced me to his trainer. Who's a trainer at Itaewon. And
So many trainers in
girl,
Itaewon.
I was in my drunk era again, and I was oh my God, 다음에 뭐 PTA, because I do kind of want to get back into working out, but my trainer, he left the gym, so he doesn't work there anymore. And so even if I wanted to work out again, I can't go back there because he's gone. And there's other trainers there, but I was really used to him.
Just be honest, Edward. He's the cutest.
Cutest 그냥 익숙한 거지. I mean, anyway, so in my drunk state, I was just like, oh my God, next time, 상담해줘. I want consultation for going to this gym. Now the thing is, the gym I used to go to is a very one-on-one personal gym, so it's very small. Each machine, there's only like one or two of them, because the whole point of the gym is to be like comfortable, like it's just you and the trainer. And there's every now and then there'll be other 손님 like Haewon just doing their own workout, but it's not like a big gym. But girl, I forgot. I was such a dumb bitch. Walk down there. It's in the basement level. Walk down there. The second I met up with the trainer. Walked in. He was about to give me the tour. The second I saw that fucking like, first of all, huge, gigantic. I forgot how big gyms can be in Korea, but especially because I guess in my head I'm thinking, oh, if it's gonna be in the basement level, it's gonna be small. This shit was like
Really big.
2 basement levels and gigantic. So when I see this mile like stretches of like what is it, like treadmills, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot. There's a lot of people that will go here. Not only that, everyone, it's Itaewon. So many hot guys, and it was giving very like when in those like high teen like coming of age movies when the new kid walks through the school and everyone's like. Girl, and they're talking with their besties. I was like, I've never been so shy in my life.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
And the fact that the two, they were looking at me. I can't deny it. I was literally, everyone was kind of like focusing on the workout, but these two specific bitches were not bitches. They didn't look mean or anything, but they were just very like staring or whatever. And it's just like,
the newcomer.
I had to pretend to act like I had to do a little bit of acting. I had to pretend like, oh, I'm just, I'm a regular here, but I just stopped by to Insahe to say hi to my trainer, nothing crazy. But in reality, I was there for a tour sort of thing. So I had to be like, oh, wow. 이런 거 있구나. I was so...
Inside of you are boiling.
Absolutely. Me being a YouTuber, I'm always at home. And so I can control the environment in which I'm in. I can hang out with the people I want to hang out with. It really felt like going back to school. Like first day of school, but you're coming in the middle of the year. It felt like that vibe. But
because you felt like you're like judged and
luckily it was just those two that I'm thinking of that were like looking at me, but everyone else was minding their business. I was more like worried about the fact, oh shit, if I go here, because everyone there is hot, Edward. Like I felt like I was looking at a live Tinder page. Oh my, I am obsessed. Because you know how girls will have like their tight workout outfits, like the spandex, but in Korea the guys will have like that army print, like short hot pants that are like down to here that are really tight.
I haven't seen any.
Oh, it's so sexy, Edward. So sexy.
Okay.
I thought, I had to like respectfully looking, great bodies, but I'm like, I'm going to have to work out here. And also, I don't shower at the gym. I shower when I get home. But the idea of me trying to shower there with this fucking weird no-tea body of mine, Edward, it was crazy.
Are you still attending?
I don't know. It's kind of expensive. PT in Korea is kind of, I can't expect it to be cheap, but it is a pretty big, because you have to pay for all the sessions at the beginning. And I don't feel like spending that chunk of money right now.
I will feel
It's
the
about-
same way with you too. Like you're feeling really shy.
And then, you know, everyone is there to try and, you know, improve their body. But as we discussed this whole episode, judgment, which is going to be, you know, old soap, so you can't do anything about
You'll be
it.
very self-conscious.
Very
even though no one is watching you.
Yeah. But I definitely think, like, I don't know, this is the way I think. I feel like in America, I'm sure there's going to be judgmental people as well at the gym, but I feel like it's a little bit more encouraging. Like everyone wants to help out each other. Like, oh, hey man, you want me to spot you and all that? And I'll fuck you in the shower. But no, but there'll be more like that. But in Korea, it's very like every man for themselves, right? But well, whatever. Also, I saw the owner of that gym I followed for many years on Instagram. A lot shorter in person. He looks like one of those really tall, like huge buff guys, but in person, I think we're like the same height.
Oh, because maybe he's very proportional, so he
Closely
looks
so.
taller.
And obviously in body profiles, they kind of film you to make you look taller. But yeah,
You sound like you're disappointed.
he's still, I would fuck.
That sounds
like
like
literally,
okay.
so hot. But he's married, so. But the thing is, Edward, the thing is,
What? He's
for
married.
the longest time, I thought he was gay.
Uh-huh.
And actually, I think a lot of gays think that too.
Uh-huh.
But then the fact that he has pictures with his wife on his Instagram,
Is
and we were all gooped and gagged. Low key in my head, I'm a little bit.
Purposely post that picture on
course.
Instagram just to let people know that he's.
Well, of course,
straight.
he has to, because a lot of guys like that are getting a message from guys. Yeah, it's for protection, of course. Because I'm sure. Did I show this to you recently? There was a guy on Instagram that posted, like, honestly, Edward, with the style of photo that he posts, you would also think he was gay, but he had to make a post. Oh my God, he had to make a post. Caption was like, gays, please stop messaging me. I love women. But in the post, it was him wearing tiny little panties, like swimmer panties, sitting on the bathroom counter like this. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. Okay, if you need to make a post like that, do it. But why are you gonna make a post like that with that type of photo? These boys are crazy.
I think he's just making fun of the situation.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe, but I just think it's so ironic. Because if anything, I feel like that's the type of post that would invite more. But
It
what do you
definitely
know?
will. Well, the more attention he gets, the more advertising
True,
he can do.
that's true. The more underwear 광고 that he'll get, underwear
The
sponsorships.
gays.
Yeah, honestly, I love that. But
Oh well.
yeah,
Have fun in Korea while you're in the club. Don't expect too much.
honestly,
So
if you don't
won't-
expect much from the gays themselves, the clubs can be so fucking fun. There's so many. Back then in our time, there was like what? There's Homo Hill, the clubs at Homo Hill, which are still there, but then there'll be like one or two gay clubs. But now there's so many. And they all play K-pop, which I'm sure y'all love. So
I mean, not the Korean gays are the problem. I think gay in general are the problem. So-
gays, truly, we all deserve to burn in hell.
Yes, which we will.
We will, together, holding hands. All of us are going to be down in hell going, this that pretty girl Marsha, this that Flash, just touched down in LA. This that pretty, yeah, that's going to be us. So,
Oh, well.
You'll have that section. In the other section will probably be actually us being like, good day, I don't know the lyrics. Bye.
Bye, guys. Shall I do an ending just like the Desperate Housewife again? Yes.
No.